use the rubber glue from the windshield to cover the giant holes in the bird cage. Look at this, I can spin it in circles. Never shown a window through the bottom of the door before. Look at that, the front cross member is completely gone. I didn't think it was possible, guys, but I did it. I bought the worst C3 Corvette ever. So in the past, you guys have seen me on my channel buy stuff off of eBay sight unseen, and you've seen me bring home some really crappy cars. Last year, I don't know what it is, about December, January time, I bought a 73 Corvette that I did a whole series on, and if you guys remember, that car was pretty crappy. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty crappy, but I would take 100 of those over this one. I also bought a 78 Pace car that ended up being just a complete pile. Again, I would take 100 of those over this one. So I bought a 1972 Corvette out of Florida, sight unseen on eBay for $3,600. Now, let's look at the eBay pictures first. And you guys, before I show you the actual car in person, you tell me what you think about this car. All right, as you guys can see, in these pictures, the car looks like a fairly complete car. Really not missing much of anything other than like the center grille. Pictures from the outside all the way around. It is sitting a little weird in the back, but I mean, it looks like it's got, you know, a decent body on it. Taillights are aftermarket, but that's whatever. But as the pictures show, it looks like a project. It looks like something that you could take and make, you know, a good driver quality chrome bumper car. You know, it's got a fairly okay interior. Obviously it needs work, but they all need work. But, you know, it's all there. It's all complete and shouldn't be that bad. The engine bay needs work, but, you know, that's fine. We also have some underbody pictures that allude that the frame is in good shape. There's multiple pictures of both sides of the frame, and from what you can tell, it looks fairly solid. Usually people include those to show that the car doesn't have rust in the frame rails. Alright guys, the car is behind me. Are you ready to see it? So what we're going to do is basically take it section by section. We're going to take it exterior, interior, engine bay, underneath, the whole 9 yards. It's so bad. It's so bad. You ready for this? Here we go. Now I'm going to take you back here, okay? So this is about where the pictures were taken, and honestly, from like 20 feet away, it doesn't look like a bad car. It really doesn't. It looks like something that, yes, it needs work. Yes, it needs parts. Yes, you know, it's a project, but it doesn't look that bad. From far away, it's fairly decent, and that's pretty much what I had assumed when I bought it, obviously from pictures off of eBay, but a million times worse than what it was. So when the guys dropped it off, basically they came back on a rollback wrecker, and the first thing that I noticed right off the bat was, oh, these grills aren't screwed in, they're glued in. That's super weird. I was like, I didn't notice that off of the pictures. But the other thing I noticed is the tops weren't on it, and I was like, well, I guess that kind of makes sense. You don't want to lose a top, but we'll start up here. Okay, so first of all, super rough tops. This one, the corner's busted. It's missing all the trim on the side. But here's the thing that I wasn't told about. There's no latches at all. It's completely gone. Also, this part of the top is rotted out and ripped apart. So technically this top is completely trash. I mean, the only thing I could save is maybe the trim. Oh, but wait, there's more. You're gonna hear me saying a lot in this video. This top does not have the trim. This one has a latch, but it's yellow on the other side. So clearly from a different car, You can see the baling wire used to hold it on. We'll put this aside for now so we can move on inside. If you look right here, these chrome strips are both gone on each side. So that was unfortunate. You come over here, they're gone. This piece right here, I believe is correct for 72, but it gets more exciting. So this windshield was recently installed into this car, which you might think, oh, you know, that's not that big of a deal, but check it out. You can see that they use the rubber glue from the windshield to cover the giant holes in the bird cage. If we go here to the other side, look at the glue job that they did on here. Can you guys see that? That's really hard to see with the shadow. Look at that glue job all the way up through there. Also, all this trim is super dented because it was, you know, this is all wavy because it was taken off incorrectly. Okay, well, you know, those are things, top can be replaced, but I want you to look at the body of this car next. Look at the waves, the sanding marks, just along the sail panel. Look at this. Can you see this? This is hand sculpted out of Bondo. All the way across, all the way to here. This entire taillight panel is completely Bondo, all of it. And again, in the pictures, you can't tell that. Just look at the craftsmanship. Of course, these are completely wrong. This is literally glued in using the Bondo. So are these taillights held in by wood screws. These bumpers are just bolted to the body. That's it. That's boat fiberglass. These taillight, these marker lenses, not good. Look at the, it looks like they chipped it with like a, look at this door. It looks like it's made of wood. Looks like it was, you see the texture that's on it? So bad. It's completely Bondo. But wait, there's more. We haven't gotten to the front of the car yet. So in my mind, this car, you know, had a decent 70 to 72 front clip. No. This front clip, after looking at it closely, is a 75 to 79 front clip that has been Bondoed and butchered to resemble a 70 to 72 front clip. So let me show you how I know that. Little break, we're going to talk about the hood. The hood had no latches on it, so as they shipped it from Florida, the hood blew off. I was originally not very happy about that, but it worked out because they took half the shipping bill off, and you know what? If it was the same as the rest of the car, it probably was trash anyway. So it's like getting a little bit of my money back. All right, let's get this hood off. That's out of my parts. Okay. So back to the front clip. It's easiest seen right here. So this right here is the inside of the fender, and you can see where they basically just chopped up a later front clip and then made a hole for this thing and just glued it in. Okay. And then if you come down here, you can see this marker light. It's literally just made of Bondo. The entire front edge is all Bondo from one end to the other. Of course, the grills are just held on by Tech screws. I mean, literally just one right here. The bumper, it bolts to nothing. And of course, the grills are broken, so they're really not worth anything. This valence, I guess, could be worth something. But don't wait, there's more. So, if you look at these headlights, I don't know if you can see in here. Of course, they're broken, but they're held together by metal tapping screws. You guys see this Bondo work right here? Look at that. Now, did you notice what else I noticed? It's got the wrong front crash bar stuff on it. I thought this was a 72, but it turns out after further inspection, the entire chassis is 70 to 79 Corvette. So basically what we have here is a 25% 72 Corvette. The chassis is wrong. The front and rear clips are just straight up Bondo and not correct. You can see this tank right here. That's not correct for a 72, which means pretty much everything from the firewall forward is incorrect. Radiator support's wrong, radiator's wrong, crash bar stuff is all missing. Now, what I will say that this car is a 72, and I can show you a few things that do tell me this. Okay, so the first thing is the firewall does have the provision for the wiper door. Okay, so the firewall is 72. If you look at the back of the rear deck, it has astro ventilation. There's also a tray for the rear window, and the VIN is a 72. So basically from here to here is all there's 72 left. You guys get a better look at the bird cage right here. It's literally delaminating from the firewall. It's so rusty. Oh, look at that. Look at the bird cage. I can stick my hand completely through it, and there's just metal tapping screws holding this entire front clip on. So there's some more right there. You see them? So this entire car is constructed with Bondo and metal tapping screws, all basically zip tied together to resemble a chrome bumper car, but it is not a chrome bumper car. All right, well, it gets worse. Okay, we're not done yet. Let's move on to the engine. So, of course, as expected, the engine that's in it is basically a boat anchor that was just thrown into the car just to sell it. And I'll point out a couple things that I didn't know about. I wasn't really concerned about the engine, but it's way worse than I thought it would ever be. So, like, for example, on this exhaust manifold, you have two shiny bolts to hold this on. It's obviously been spray bombed front to back. Random HEI, which doesn't fit. Random carburetor. Random water pump and pulleys. None of these are Corvette. None of these are any good. But the crazy part is, look at this. This engine has been in sand, in the dirt. You can see the fuel pump push rod is in there, and there's literal dirt and sand coming out of it. So clearly this engine is straight up trash and has been kind of mocked up together to throw in there. But don't worry, it gets worse. There's no motor mount bolts at all, and the engine is actually it is a 267 V8 engine, which is like late 70s, early 80s Chevrolet, like the tiniest little V8 you can get, which even as a core is worth relatively $0. I mean, it's not a 350, it's not even a 327, it's not even a 305. It's the smallest baby Chevrolet V8 you can get. Pretty bad. But guess what? It gets worse. So, looking around on the firewall, you can see right here the cracks that go all the way around. The car was wrecked on this side. There's not even the firewall part right here. There's supposed to be a piece that goes like this, and it's just completely gone because it's been spray bombed and then kind of cobbled together. Wiper motor's trash. There's some new shiny bolts for the transmission. But wait, it gets better. So the one good thing about this frame is that it is a manual transmission frame. You can see there's a bracket right there, and of course it's got the later style proportioning valve and all that kind of stuff. But check this out. Let's walk around the other side of the car. the transmission is literally just sitting on the tail shaft. They didn't bother to put a bracket or anything. It's just literally sitting right there. What this transmission is, I don't know. I'm assuming it's just a plain Jane 350, but it's so bad, guys. It's so bad. The seatbelt mounts are completely rusted and gone. Now in the listing there was pictures of the frame, but not the important parts of the frame. He took pictures of the frame rails like, oh, it doesn't have rust. Look at that. The front cross member is completely gone side to side. Look at this control arm. Look at that. Look at that. There's literally nothing on this front suspension that's worth anything. Since there's only one caliper, you have about 25 bucks, and that's about it. I don't know how you list a car for sale and you don't disclose this, include pictures of it or something. Needing restoration is a cop-out and should not cover something like this. So when you buy a 72 Corvette, you assume, and you don't even bother to ask, is the frame a 72 Corvette frame? You just hope that it is, because who would ever swap that, right? Like, that's not something. Yes, it's the wrong frame. Check this out. All right, so here we are underneath the car. You can see big fat frame rails that basically are 75 to 79 Corvette rear frame sections. Basically what it is, they need the crash bar stuff to fit, so they changed it. Now the early bumper cars have a thin frame that goes up like this, and the bumper is actually attached to brackets that attach to the frame. It's part of the structure. So as you can see, it's completely wrong, but it is also completely rotten from side to side. This gas tank cover is 75 only, and it's completely rotten. I don't know where to, there's so much stuff to talk about, I can't decide on what to go to next. Okay, we'll go to the rear clip. So as you can see, this is notched. You see this? It's notched like this, and then a different rear end has been put onto it. You can see the quality of the bodywork that was done on this car. I mean, it's just straight up just cobbled together. You see up in there, I mean, it's little sections, and then, you know, some fiberglass hair, didn't even get resin in it. This is really exciting. You guys can see it's just 100% made out of Bondo. Now this is a real valence, but it's also bondoed, fiberglassed in with tech screws and holes and all kinds of things. Look at this. Just zzz, zzz, zzz. It's so bad. It's so bad. Look at that. Again, frame's pretty pitted. Just bondoed heck. But guess what? There's more. You ready for this? All right, so we have the rear end, which of course is not hooked up to anything because the body is just kind of on it. We have one side with no caliper, no brake line. And we have this other side that's red with a caliper. There's 1 or 2 bolts that just hold this half shaft on there. But the hilarious thing about it is there's no strut rods. That would have been nice to know. There's a chain that goes from side to side all the way across this chassis, which of course is not correct. Oh my gosh, look at that. Do you see it? The floor is made of cardboard. Oh my gosh. Oh, we have to go back. I can't go that far yet. Okay, so this battery box is completely trashed. Just garbage. But guess what, guys? It gets worse. The body of this car is not even held on by any of the 8 mounts. There's only 2 in the front that are there, and all the rest are just hanging open. I'll show you. No bolt, no mount, no nothing. Also, no bolt, no mount, no nothing. I'm gonna assume the kick panel ones are gone because why would they be there? The only thing we have is a single bolt with a random rubber. That's not even a body mount, a Corvette body mount. That's just a random rubber piece holding it on, like literal trash. Over here on the other side, we have one random bolt. No body mount. No body mount. So if it wasn't bad enough, my 72 Corvette that is only 25% of a 72 Corvette actually didn't have the body attached to the frame. It was literally just slapped on there. But don't worry, there's more. We haven't talked about the interior yet. You guys ready for this? All right. So we did talk about the windshield frame, or we talked about the birdcage a little bit. You can see basically throughout this entirety right here, it's completely rotten. You put a new windshield on top of it to cover it. It's basically what they did. So let's go start with this door. Again, we'll talk about the quality of the bodywork on this door. Look at this. You guys see that? You don't ever see any of this stuff in pictures. That's why you want to see it in pictures, or see it in person. But don't worry, it gets worse. This door is, of course, completely rotten. Front and back and bottom. So basically, it's not worth anything. But don't worry, there's more. I'm curious if I could get a VIN off of that. Anyway, that's not worth my time. But don't worry, it gets worse. So obviously, we have manual window panels. We have power window middles. But if you look in here, I don't know if you guys can see this, there's no window regulator at all. Like, it literally how is this panel held on? Oh, it's held on the top. So this door panel is completely rotten, obviously trash. But look at this. This window, there's no window regulator at all. It's literally just glass and a couple tracks. There's no motor. It's held on by, I wish you guys could see that, but there's the cover for the window motor is attached to the track, which is then attached to the window, just cobbled together. It's so bad, guys. I hope you guys can see that. I don't think you can, but okay, so let's keep going. We have the interior, which, you know, all the chrome, all the bright work is completely trash. The bird cage, which is obviously rotten, we've known that already. It's getting worse. When I got the car, the first thing I noticed when I opened the door was all this rust that was all over the carpet because the bird cage is complete garbage. Now, I will say this about the interior. I knew most of the interior was trash just because the pictures, you know, kind of showed it. Just kind of cobbled together, which is fine. The interior's not that big of a deal. But if you look at this seat isn't even, the seat's not even attached in the car. Like, I didn't even do anything to it. Luckily, that seat actually looks kind of nice, so. But what I really want to get to is the floor. We'll get to the rest of the interior later. I'm just curious what they did. This is what I'm worried about, and I'll show you why. Take a look underneath this car. We're going back underneath, and we're not even done with the interior yet. Okay, look at this. Yep. The floors are made of cardboard. At least they're fiberglass-ish. Look at that one over there. Zoom in on that and check that out. This is exciting. They didn't even bother to, they're gonna make an end of a fender and put rivets in it to, you know, make it a thing. At least make it so the rocker panel goes all the way down. Anyway, back to the interior. We have the wrong steering column. This is it's like a 79, maybe a 80 to 82 column. It is a Corvette column though. It's obviously broken inside. The dash has this goopy cover. I don't know if they put that on there, but they did a really crappy job. There's no headlight switch at all. Broken gauges. These gauges are from a 77, 76, 77. And you can tell just by the font. Oh, the carpet is soaked. Same with the center console. That might be original to the car, but I don't think it is. Again, it's just cobbled in here with wood screws. This isn't attached to anything. Oh, wow. Guys, check this out. If I can get this out. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the shifter. It's so rusted that it's just flopping around inside. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I can spin it in circles. That's so bad. Oh my gosh. That doesn't do anything. And of course, that's not attached to anything. Let's see, here in the back, we have the removable back window has been removed, and they have glued this window in, and they put a piece of hose to hold it up while it was in. Why would any of the interior be in good shape? Every single piece in this entire interior is trash. Every single one. These upper panels are warped and they're trash. At least they still have the latches for the back window. This center piece has holes and is the wrong one because it has a dome light, which that's a 77. Oh, I take that back. This is a guys, check this out. This piece is an 80 to 79 to 82 piece where they have hacked the back of it off to make it shorter, same with the sides, and then stuck it up here to make it look like it was a panel. And then they hacked it here and stuck that up in there. Literally it's trash. Trash, trash, trash. These sail panels are correct for 72, but they're broken in the corners, so they're trash. This one across the back is trash. Now it does have a gem right here. This is the tray for the rear window, but there's nothing back here. This is the correct light. It's full of sand. This carpet's just randomly glued in here. Seat belts are, this one's a factory seat belt. This is trash. That one is not. You can see the exciting repair back here, but all of this is missing, completely gone. Let's open up this other door. Check that one out. So again, this door is completely rotten, which I did see that on the pictures, but doors are easily replaceable. You can see all this crap falling out of the door from shutting it. I've only shut it 3 or 4 times. I think most of it comes from this birdcage part right here. Look at this. Literally rotten trash. This door, get out the way, is trash as well. It is unbonding right here. Door panel, of course, is garbage, which means it'll come off pretty easily. And this window is the same. So this window is this window is coming apart. Never shown a window through the bottom of the door before, but you see that? Look at how the window is attached to the track. Straight up trash. Just straight up trash. The rocker panel is tech screwed into the body all the way across. But wait, there's more. We still haven't gone into here yet. Passenger side, of course, is not sitting. The seat is completely trash. Look at this floor. It's literally made of Bondo and fiberglass. That's so bad. That's so bad. Now it does still have all of its AC stuff-ish. It has the box at least. But what I want to do, I want to take these kick panels off. I want to look at the body mounts really quick. Oh, what did they put these in there with? Jeez. Gotta put you guys down. Alright, we got that out. Of course, completely rotten. I know the bottom of that's not as bad as I thought it would be. But I did notice something funny, that this dash panel is a 77 dash panel because it has this smooth edge. Whereas that one's a 76 and down dash panel because it has the stitching along the edges of it. I mean, they're all trash, like, don't get me wrong, like, none of this, almost any of this is worth keeping. But what I do want to do is I want to take you guys on a trip to the upper windshield frame. What is that? Look at this rearview mirror. It's so rusty. What is that? How does that happen? What in the world? This is just tech screwed in. Weirdly enough, like, this panel right here could have been a good panel, except they ruined it by putting holes in the random spots. And you know why they did that is because the real spot's already rusted out. I take that back. This piece would have been trash regardless of how good it looks on the outside. I noticed that they spray dyed everything in this car. Everything has been spray dyed. There's no backing left on this. It's all rusted and gone. Same with these side pieces. They've all been spray dyed. Anyway, am I surprised that every single screw in this entire car, literally every single screw, is a metal tapping screw? There's not a single one. Oh wait, there's these wood screws in the middle. Those aren't metal tapping. But check out this bird cage. I don't know if you guys can see it very well just because of the sun, but it is literally, I'm gonna stick my hand up in here, stick my finger in the windshield frame. Why would you put a windshield in a car like this? That's what I'm trying to say. You put a windshield in this car. You saw the bird cage, but you decided to do it anyway. You decided to sell it anyway. This piece, straight up trash. Yep, quality. Oh, a metal tapping screw. Oh, another one. Oh, another one. Oh, another one. Oh, another one. That's all we got. All right, let's see if we have the Astro ventilation plenum. Well, we have that at least. That's worth something. But the rest of it is not. Of course, all the pieces for this are gone. Not really worth looking back there. There's nothing much back there to see. That's it, man. There's really not much left. Oh, I noticed that door panel has, these door panels are from different cars from different years. This has no texture behind the trim, and that one doesn't. That does. So oh man, it's bad, guys. That's the worst car, the worst Corvette that exists. So I've thought a lot about what to say at the end of this video. Obviously, I bid on the car, I won the car, and because of that, I paid for the car. So, and I got totally screwed. Now, most of the things I wouldn't care about, like the interior being trash, I knew that. You know, the car being rough, I knew that. It didn't run or drive, I knew that. But the fact that this car is 80% Bondo and none of it is correct fiberglass for a 72, I did not know. The fact that the entire chassis, apart from being really rusty in the back, is not even a 72 chassis, I didn't know that either. So yes, I got totally and utterly screwed. Now, will I ask the guy for my money back? No. The reason being is because basically this video speaks for itself. He knows what he had, and he knows what he decided to sell it. His excuse was, I didn't know. You knew about all of this. Will I buy another car from him? No. If you want to know who it was, message me. I'll tell you who it is. Will I be able to get back on anything back from him? No. I guarantee you that just won't happen. And will eBay give me anything back? No. No, not really. So I'm completely out about $4,000 on this car. Now, I will make a second video. I will make a video tallying up the good parts on this car, which are very, 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 very few, just to kind of see what I have left. So in my mind, there's around 2,000 maybe dollars worth of parts on this car. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Like, this is literally the worst Corvette that money could have bought. Like, you could have bought 100 other cars and you would never have found one like this. Just, it's literally a cobbled pile of trash. There's no nice way to say it. Like, there's nothing in this car that was put together professionally or correctly. There's nothing in this car that's correct. And you have a one-line description on eBay that says, good old chrome bumper project car. Well, no, not really. It's only about 20% of a chrome bumper car, to tell you the truth. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, you'll probably see one more on this car, and then it's gonna get cut up. Like, I couldn't in good conscience sell this to someone at all. Like, it needs to be cut up, chopped up, and left alone. So let me know what you guys think.